What's going on, everybody? This is Ice Cold, about to do a podcast in the next 5 minutes. You check my Mixer channel, which is mixer.com/Winchy. My YouTube, which is Maverick X Gaming, all pronounced like that. Check my YouTube for that, and my Twitch as well, which is X Maverick X Gaming X. Tonight I'm gonna talk about the Tom Clancy Ghost Recon beta tonight. And just some betas in general. It'll be about 30, 45 minutes. So swing by if you want to chat, we could chat. If not, listen to this melodious voice. Either way, guys, I'll see you in the next few minutes. Have a good one. You know to get out if you need to. Oh, that was. All right, no theme music tonight. Let's just get right into it. Good evening, everybody. It's today, October 1st, 2019. It's about 11:45 p.m. Eastern side, and we are about to do the podcast. This is episode 5, season 0 still. So I hope everybody's having a good evening, a good morning, a good afternoon. And let's see, what we talking about? Today we're going to talk about a lot to do with the Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is I think a highly anticipated game especially for the Tom Clancy fans. And it's a, it's a fun and interesting podcast, not podcast, excuse me, beta, I believe. And title of this podcast is "It Beta Be Good," because we're going to talk about betas and demos. Nothing too heavy, just some general stuff that I was thinking about while I was playing this. And let's see, what's. But first, of course, we're going to do a recap like I've been doing. I didn't have any theme music today. I just didn't feel like doing it. I'm still gonna work on that, but we'll work on that. I like what I did last week. It just didn't sound as good as I thought. But we're gonna talk about episode 4, which that was about gamers being upset about certain exploits not being kept in certain games. And we talked about Destiny and what's the other game we talked about? Borderlands, because that's what gave me the idea. They had nerfed a bunch of farming spots because they were getting way too many legendaries. I think, and I think they made the right choice for that. Because you're not gonna have fun if in one playthrough you found 50 or so legendaries, and I just don't. I think they did okay. I think if you complain about it, then you're missing the whole point. But that's just me. I'm not gonna get on a soapbox about that this week. And what else we talked about? Zane got buffed, and I think Flat got nerfed a little bit, and Amara got buffed and nerfed. So some of her skills got up and down. So that's. I thought this. I didn't get time to finish the game with Zane, so I didn't know what the complaint was in regards to he needed to get that buff. I thought he was okay. I felt that he's just more of a difficult character to play with. The the drones, and I feel like it works out pretty good. But they did buff the drone 50% damage, which I I guess if you play on Mayhem, I can see why. Cause I'm still on normal mode. I'll hopefully we'll be done with that at least with the normal mode by not tonight. I'm gonna play a little bit tonight, maybe get a chapter or two in if I can. But I hope to get it done this week, and I got a lot of gaming I want to get into. I'm not gonna spend it all on playing Borderlands. Nope, I got a bunch of stuff I want to play, but finishing that game is the priority. But like I said, I didn't get time to enjoy, what was possibly a weaker Zane. So hopefully I can get the gist of why. They still say it's not going to do too much, but this is a start in terms of making him as good as the other three. And I guess you don't want one character to be that much difficult, especially in a game like this. So we're supposed to just have fun, get up there, shoot everything. So I can see that a little bit. I ain't mad at it. And that was it. So let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes. We're going to talk about this Ghost Recon Breakpoint beta. And like I said, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It fits a playstyle that I really, really like, which is that meticulous sneak around, snipe, sharpshooter. And at any time, you can switch it up and be an assault player, which I like that. And you have a skill tree to reflect that. You have 4 different classes you could pick from, which was assault, medic, sharpshooter, and I think the other one was like panther, which is more of a sneakier mission. A sneakier play style. So you could disappear faster, you could blend in faster, or they won't notice you as much. Which I didn't get time to play that. I only get to play as the assault, and I got to play as sharpshooter for the most part before I could figure out how to even switch. Cause my goodness, the UI in that game is. I hope they tweak that by the time I get it. I'm not gonna get it at launch, but I do hope they get to tweak that. Cause I ain't know what the. It took a while, even with the tutorial. Let's take it back down to basics. Like I said, I gave it two thumbs up for the beta. I enjoyed. I got it playing in the background right in there. If you're looking, that's me doing. I think my first day. I put about 15 hours in. I put maybe 10, maybe 10. I know I put about a good strong 6 7 hours the day it came out, and I really wanted to get a couple chapters in Borderlands, so I played about another 3 or 4 hours the next day. So about 10 strong hours, mostly sharpshooter, and I figured out the last maybe 2 or 3 hours I could switch back and forth. It was just, like I said, the UI was a little bit more convoluted than I would have liked. Not overly convoluted, but you would have thought it'd been like, go here, switch this, switch that. If you want to do the challenges, do this, do that. But it was, eh, they didn't care for that. They didn't care for the UI. So let's see. Tom Clancy, you got the story, which is basically any Tom Clancy slash Tom Clancy game, which is you're an elite operative. You sent to do a mission, something bad happens, you're left alone, except for like maybe a few in your squad, and you're split up. You gotta find them. Turns out that the opposition was a turncoat, someone that used to be one of your friends or your teammates, yada yada yada. So nothing new, nothing shiny in terms of the story. Which I'm cool with it. I'm not I do like a good story in a game, but a game like this, I'm not trying to be like, give me an Oscar winning story. Because this is tried and true, it works. I think only when you go into a different theme, like, if it's a space or a little bit more fantastical into it, then you have more room to play around. But this is the same stuff. It's just set in the near future, so there's better equipment, cool looking gear. But and I ain't mad at the story. I'm not gonna knock it for that because at the end of the day, you're playing to have fun. So like I said, you're a badass operative. You're fighting for what's right. Someone else is fighting for what's right. Who's the right person? Blah 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 blah. I talked about it just now, but it really plays to the sharpshooting and slash sneaky play styles. I really enjoyed the fact that it's on an island full of trees. There's bases all over the place. There's swamplands. Um, you got like kind of like mountain regions. You have hills and rocks, factories. So it's a pretty versatile looking scenario, and I really enjoyed that. It was cool, very cool, very cool. And it does have a very similar gameplay as the Division. That's like one of the first things you notice when you pick up a loot box, which I didn't play Wildlands as much. I do have it, and I'm gonna before I even touch Breakpoint, I'm probably gonna try to at least finish that and maybe a solo, and hopefully get a couple friends to do some, just to have some fun and do some sneaky missions. But I played the Division. I played Division One. I played the Division Two beta, and it's the Division in the Wildlands pretty much. It's a culmination of that. Because now it's, from what I can tell, when I played Wildlands, it was more of an upgrade. You you do find weapons, but I think you found weapon parts so you could get that next gun. This one is you find a gun and it could be the same gun but just better. Or it might have an ability attached to it such as reload speed is faster, damage is 5% more. And that's cool. I'll get to that when I talk about the UI. But like once you see, like, you'll see a white drop, a green drop, a blue drop. That's as far as I got. But there's, I bet you there's purple and orange or gold. So the higher that color scheme, the better that weapon. Of course, it's gonna boost you up, which I do like that. I do like that mechanic because you're always the same person. You build up that way. You don't have to worry about too much of leveling yourself up. You do have to have certain levels to get skills, but it just makes it, makes you a more formidable foe as you progress. But I think I've always liked the division a little bit. It made it more of a arcade casual. So like it's just find the gear, and that will boost you up as opposed to just shooting things and leveling up. Of course you still gotta shoot things to get the next gear, but it doesn't seem much as a. It's a different type of grind. It's a looter shooter grind. Yeah, I'll say that. It's a looter shooter grind. What else? What else? So there was, like I said, this is the beta. So with the beta, you were expected to run across glitches, bugs, maybe some weird choices in terms of the creative team. For me, the map is huge, huge map. If you compare it to the division, like you have all of New York City or Washington D.C., and it's a urban, so there's the streets, and you have some subway stuff, but it feels a lot more vast in this game. I haven't seen a comparison of the maps. Like I know DC was a bigger map than New York City because you didn't play all New York City. You pretty much played around Central Park and some of the surrounding area. DC kind of expanded upon that, but this seems huge because there's no streets. There's just trees. You may go a few kilometers before you see anything in terms of landmark. Like you might be a while before you see a cave. You can look at the map and be like, you gotta go 5 kilometers here. Like, sheesh. I mean, usually things are about a few hundred meters apart. So I think that map is like 10 kilometers. You know, long ways, tall ways, and then maybe 5 or 6 going east to west, 10 north and south. I just know it's huge. I was like, shit, this is huge, huge map. But I like that. I like the only thing I didn't care for that is they gave you a lot of things to do, which it sounds like a weird complaint, but it's not. Because okay, you got bases, you have factories, you have like outposts, of course, and all these enemies. I mean, it's just so many enemies. It's like, how do you get that many people first and foremost? But that's beside the point. Thing is, you might want to do some missions, so you're thinking, okay, I did this one. I'm gonna go east, check out this thing that's about 500-600 meters that way. If you go in a straight line, shortest distance, point A to point B to where you want to go, you're gonna run into, I bet you, let's see what, let's say what, 300 meters. Let's say it's 300 meters. Not that far. 3 football fields. You're going to almost run into maybe. I mean, I don't want to exaggerate too much, but I would say like maybe between 5 and 8 groups of enemies. They're not big. They're not a whole lot. It'd be like a group of two, a pair, and then every now and then you might see a heavy, and you might see a couple some drones in the sky. But it's like you can't really just drive straight. You can avoid them. And I played on advanced. I didn't play on elite or whatever the last difficulty was. And I think with that, they don't pop up on your map, so you always have to be on the lookout. And I would assume the higher it goes, the more formidable they are. They got probably better, maybe better gear. But I know one of the handicaps is that your compass is not gonna just show the enemies. Because if you play anything below that, which I said I played on advanced, you always got like a heads up. You got like a red tinge in a general area, which very informative. It's like, okay, it's not like they had dots or anything, so you count how many enemies, but you knew somebody was there. And all you gotta do is just look in that direction and be like, send my drone out. There's three. Do I zoom this way or do I try to take them? Which taking them is easy once you get the hang of the controls and the mechanics and how you want to play. Enemies aren't that much of a trouble. So map wise and with that whole aspect, not a not a terrible thing. It was just it really paused. It made you pause a lot. And they got to the point that I was like, I'm tired of fighting. Like, even though the opportunity to fight is always fun, it's like, well, I just beat these two guys. Now I gotta literally leave a trail of bodies to where I'm about to go. Which it, if you want to make that somewhat realistic, it kind of took away the feel of it. Instead of being like, okay, I'm just gonna drive here. Oh, it's an enemy here. Let me sneak past them. Not let me sneak past this guy, sneak past this guy, sneak past this guy. It's like shit. There's so many enemies on this island. That was a little bugaboo. Wasn't a big deal because I know you get helicopters, so you could just you could do a paradrop if you wanted to down the line, and that's cool too. Let's see, but let's encounters were really fun. I always took the sneaky mission, so I'll be there for like I think a few factories that I came up as outposts. I did pretty good and got them on the first try. Snuck in, got what I wanted, and snuck back out. And then I'll go back in there because it's a little shooter now. So the more enemies you kill, the higher chances you got of getting that next big gun or break down any type of guns you're not going to use to upgrade that class of gun, which I'll talk about that of course. So it was cool. Um, you get side missions and you get it's like which is a lot. There's so many side missions. I like the idea that you have a lot to do. You get your main mission, side missions, and then like all this other stuff to get better guns from the shop or vehicles. And just the cosmetic stuff. And I think that's cool. I think that's if I was to get the game, that's what I'd be doing for the most. I probably would never even beat the game. I would just be like, mission time, and since the map is so big and there's so many stuff, I can see where you get lost. But the enemies, no, you get a headshot, boom, they're down. So that's the difference between division. In division, every enemy is a bullet sponge. The higher you go, headshots. You need the best guns in this game. Pretty much, if that enemy doesn't have a helmet, you can one shot him, bop bop. If your gun's strong enough and the enemy's weak enough, you can pretty much take them out with body shots. But they do have better, I guess, gear to sustain the firefight. So you can't be like, oh, I'm a badass. I'm gonna just handgun these guys real quick. No, some of them are like, they'll fight back. So if you hit that headshot, you got them. Silencers are, I'm not gonna say the OP because I enjoy a game that utilizes a silencer the way this one does. Pretty much, you shoot somebody, no matter how far, and you shot them in the right spot where their body's not seen. Sneaky mission right there. You did it. And there are opportunities where they could hear if they're close enough to you when you shoot, they'll hear the suppressed shot, which is realistic enough because a silencer does not make everything silent. It just makes it less obvious that you heard something. That's all. In a gunfight, if you're fighting in a battle in real life, not that I've been in war with them, but I have been told this and I've looked it up. The thing is, if you're in a firefight, whatever, or you got a battle between both sides, someone has a silenced gun, the chance of them hearing where that shot came from is gonna be, you know, lowered a lot. Instead of being like kapow, and you're like, oh shit, it came from the east, it's gonna be more of a kapow. And in between all the other gunfight, you might not, you just knew someone shot, pretty much. So you're like, oh shit, where'd that come from? I do like that. So if you're close enough and they hear it, they'll investigate where they thought they heard it at. And I like that. That was cool. So the AI has some high points. So other than being slightly durable and having that difference between the division and this game, I do like the fact that they can take some hits, but you do the headshot or they do take grenades. I thought that was weird that they could survive a grenade battle as strong as strong as they have. Like I rarely got a kill off a grenade off gate. I don't know because they were avoiding the main blast. I guess if they were like right on it, then yeah. But also I do know one of the skill sets is that you can upgrade your damage. You can update damage and radius. So I think if you just throw the first grenade that you're given, then I guess that makes sense. So you could probably one shot somebody with a grenade down the line once you get stronger with it. especially if you're like, I think what's the demo? I think assaults will increase damage and stuff like that. I don't know. I have to look into it. I wish the beta was still up because like I said, I really did like it. So like I said, high praise. That the map is cool. I'm gonna do like a pros and cons as I go along instead of just pros and then cons. It's easier for me to do it that way. Like I said, map was cool. Not too big. It's just a lot in terms of running the enemies. I thought they could be just a little bit more spread out to give you an opportunity to like have that little bit of a rest. And it's not like within that match it just bunched up, but they did came boom, boom, boom more than I would imagine. I guess that's just me. Not a break make or break. Let's see, enemies cool. They're not super bullet spongy. You can be tactical. You can if you need to take some body shots with a silenced AR before anybody notices, it's possible. Headshots are preferable because it's literally a one shot one kill unless you're a heavy from what I've seen, or a drone. The drone would take like a few shots with an AR or one or two shots with a sniper rifle. If you're a heavy, you do have a heavy helmet. They have a heavy helmet, so you can pop that off and shoot them. And you also do that silently too. Like it's not gonna be instantly alert. Shoot the helmet, they're like, oh, which I would have been like, the fuck, let's get out of here. But the helmet pops off, and if you're quick enough and your gun's got a fast enough, steady enough recoil and fast enough reload, you can pop the melon. Ooh, done. So AI, so okay, that's the good stuff. But the AI then turns around. They're not the smartest. They do have some good features. Like I said, they could hear where they thought they shot, which if you move fast enough, they will kind of move in that direction. However, in terms of adapting to any situation, not so much. And one example is I wish I could find. I think I could find it over here. Hold on. That was I think in the before I went to the main waterfall where the camp is, the main camp. I went to engage about what 4 or 5 on patrol, 4 or 5 enemies on patrol. Hit the commander, knocked him down, well killed him. Other guys came my way, and I'm on one side of a train track, the other side. Now I didn't know there were trains in this game until one came by, and they were all on the other side, looking like about to, engage me, or at least investigate where they saw the shot at. Train came and hit them all, but they were in a position where they're about to make a move. Train, which is like the train comes in, it's like a good 15-20 seconds of that train, and they ran into the train, which I thought was weird. I did not think that was gonna happen, so I was actually like where'd they go? Oh, they snuck up. They want to sneak up on me. Wonder if I can find that right quick. Cause I think this is the yeah. I'm gonna put on the big screen. I'm gonna try to find that real quick. So let me. I forgot what was my camera. Here we go. All right. So what you're seeing is, like I said, the first couple hours of the game. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I died a bunch, and I didn't like just save a clip. But if I can't find it, I'm not gonna stress it too much. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was all over the place in this game. I didn't go straight to the first checkpoint or objective. I just went straight up, started looking for people to kill. Here we go. Okay, here's a train. Like I said, I saw the train. I didn't know there were trains though. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found it. What's the time of this? 1 minute and 9. So let's see if I can go back. All right, wait a minute. But I ain't gonna, like I said, not be too focused on. So like I said, UI is not the smartest. You know, they do the classic alert. They'll check. I think they'll check longer than a normal game will allow. You know, they'll be like, "Oh shoot, no, I lie," because there's been plenty of times where they saw a dead body, looked right at it, and then kept it going. Like, oh, you know, but the alert went down pretty fast. And sometimes if you do the right type of alert, they'll all go to one spot and kind of jumble up. Some people will try to, like, I guess, flank where they thought you were at, and that leaves a whole lot of space so you could just walk in. I was like, okay, you know, I didn't like it because I felt like I cheated, but I was like, you know what, I ain't got time for this. So went in there, found what I needed, and as they came back from the alert, I was picking them off. And I think I did that whole mission without them even seeing me for that week, but it was, you know, this the AI. Hopefully they kind of tweak that, or at least for the difficulty, you can tweak it. It was a lot of me doing preparations for this. I didn't know. So while that's being shown, I'm gonna talk about the. Mm, So you talked about the story, talked about a little bit the AI. However, let's talk about the the main stuff. So graphically, beautiful. Not too many Tom Clancy games. They don't really knock down the graphics too much. You know, you have a lot of foliage, a lot of rocks, textures. Your character looks very detailed. Gun on the backpack, helmet, everything changes as you upgrade. So, Xbox One X. So for me, it played pretty smooth. I had no complaints. I do love the fact that when you need to hide, you could go prone, and then you could do like a little cover up. And yeah, to you, it's very obvious, and they will see you if they look in the direction. But yeah, here we go. But it's a cool feature to have that extra skill to hide, and I like that, especially when like a drone or something electronic is coming. So okay, uh, those who are able to watch on YouTube, you're not gonna. I mean, you're gonna see it, of course. Anybody else watching or listening to this ain't gonna. But just know, I took out the commander. Four other guys are running around. They know where I'm at. One guy snuck. Oh no, he just had a good angle on me. And train comes. Burn, burn. Now look at. I did look at the two dots for it. You can see the two dots. They're running at the train. I threw a grenade thinking I'm like, oh, I got you guys, because I think they're gonna wait there for me, or at least get in a hiding spot. Nah, they're gone. Strange. So the UI, I think, and not the UI, but the AI, I feel needs a little bit of a tweak if they want them to make this game a little bit more challenging and fun. And let's go back to that. Keep that playing in the background. Yeah, graphics, audio is pretty good. I've heard better. I I thought I was thinking with this game there should be a lot more crispness to the gun. Most of the guns kind of sound the same, but I will, in this defense, I did use suppressed a lot. So I think it was just the fact that I just used suppressing guns a lot. I didn't get to feel the difference or hear the difference. So I'm not going to knock so many points just because of that, because that's stupid. But I think I've had heard a couple people talk about the weapons don't sound as crisp as you would think, especially for a Tom Clancy game or a military sim game. A lot of quotation marks tonight, but the point is, you know, a lot of people play the game for the detail. That's the hype, I think. The graphics and audio. You know, if I had to give it a rating system or a rate, like I guess like 7 out of 10. Graphics, I give it an 8. I give the audio a 7. Gameplay mechanics, very fun. I give that a 9. For I didn't have any trouble with the movement. Movement felt pretty good. The crawling, it did take somebody to get used to. The shooting was very snappy, I guess you could say. I didn't have to. Only thing I had issue was the what was it? Holding the breath mechanic. I don't care for that one because Hitman does that crap, and that's the one where you have to use context for your controller. So you have to press the trigger just light enough or heavy enough, and he'll go into it. So in a firefight, it's like, ah man, I have to do that. You know, in other games, you just be like, I just hold my breath, boom, boom, boom. So I guess they do that so it'd be a lot more intense, a lot more patience into it. You're not gonna use hold your breath in the middle of a firefight, I guess. So that's to take away the arcade feel to a degree. Which I mean, it's always gonna have that arcade feel. I just never cared for that. But I think the more I did it with this game, when I figured out that's what it was, because I have an elite, you know, and I play a lot of FPSs, and the one of the big draws is that you have a quicker response time to pull on the trigger. So once you push it, you're already shooting, as opposed to that extra 2 or 3 milliseconds to put it already down. So it was like for a hot minute, I was like, why isn't this going on? So if you mess with that feature, it's not gonna translate over to doing it on the on games that require you to do that. So I had to go back and just make a new profile for this game, which was the exact same thing. I just took away the sensitivity of the trigger. So that I mean that was cool. I didn't. It wasn't a big deal. I will say, let's get to the complaint I had was it was the daggone the UI, the user interface. Bruh. It like I said, Xbox One X, how the hell ever. There's so much going on. To me, it was a lot going on. You know, you push the menu button, brings up a map. It brings up your profile. So you know you have all your equipped weapons. You have your items you could pick. You had to go to the item, click on that to bring up your old items, because there's a craft feature you have. So which normally for games, especially like the division, whatever, it just requires you to break it down and you have materials. However, with that being the case, if you're just sitting there or you wanna, you know, maybe do a little quick upgrade before you fight the next bit of enemies, you have to click on that, click on that slots. It'll bring up, you know, whatever you had. You could dismantle it, but it goes all the way back to the beginning. So you have to click on it again, dismantle, click on it again, dismantle, as opposed to just being a. I think the Vision has a pretty good interface when it comes to that, but it doesn't bring up a, I guess a box or just a category of old weapons or not being used weapons, so you could just choose to dismantle. I didn't like that at all. Did not like that at all. I think I could find one on that one too. Let's see. Let's see. Do 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 do. I'm not gonna just look too hard. I'm pretty sure because I was in that menu a lot. So it probably won't be too hard to find one when I'm doing that. But like I said, I did not care for that. I I I hope, because whenever I do get the games, I'm not gonna get the game at launch. Like I said, I hope that they streamline that a lot, because if you're playing online, you know, if you play by yourself, it's the game pauses for you in that world. You play online, you play with friends, and you're like, okay, let me just dismantle this so I can upgrade this gun. Then, you know, you're taking a lot of time, you know. So I feel like the user interface could use a lot of work. Okay, so here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so you know I gotta upgrade my gun. Did I switch that? I hope I switched that. Yeah. So here's me dismantling things. Dismantle. Oop. Oh, I lied. Now you have to go all the way back, but after you pick it, I feel like it should be like in a separate area, like the division. Just go over there and dismantle and whatnot. Mm, upgrading was I talked about that a little bit. Upgrading is pretty cool. I do like the fact that when you upgrade a type of gun, it transfers over. It just if you found a better M416 and you put the upgrades into it, the next one's gonna have that already applied to it. So that's cool. I kind of wish that it would just maybe do like an auto switch, but then some of the guns have abilities to it or some type of perk. So you have to choose like, do I want this gun, that gun? So I get that. It just makes it a little bit more, just a little bit more tedious than I would have liked. Vehicles were okay. They, I don't think they're the main focus. So I don't think they put too much time on it, and to make it feel super duper smooth. But you also don't need it to be super duper duper smooth. You just need to get the point A to point B faster because this map is fucking huge. Oops, sorry about that. Jeeps feel pretty cool. Motorcycles, ah, they're all right. And the helicopter was pretty cool. They're very simple controls: up, down, forward. That was it. X to jump out, parachute. Nothing too grandiose. Like if you played Grand Theft Auto, helicopter controls of that, you have to really control the helicopter. This one is pretty much, it's a very arcadey feel with the vehicles. So I'm not too mad about the vehicles. Driving them, if you stay on the road, you're good. If you try to do off road, then you have to really be careful because, like I said, they're not super responsive. Like if you see, yeah, I just didn't feel like even though they put a drift into it, it's not like you could just careen and like do some cool stuff on it. But maybe I just didn't have enough time to get on the sticks with that. What else? What else? What else? I only ran across a couple of glitches or bugs, and they were kind of game breaking for me because I played the whole night with one because I wanted to play the game. So like I'm gonna deal with it. I already knew that this was a bug just because like it didn't make any sense, and that was the item wheel would get stuck on one item. For me, it was the grenade or the very first slot for the offensive stuff, and that was, oh no. At first, I thought it was just maybe I didn't unlock anything, but turns out it was the glitch, and that's because you have at least four, or no, you have two offensive gadgets, and then two more like healing abilities or binoculars, passive kind of stuff that they don't take offensive abilities at all. So first one is like grenades, landmines, C4s, the very awesome seeker drones, which murder drones pretty much. Stop replay. Oh, what else? So to not be able to switch between those two things, and I think the other one was a ability. So that means if you switched your class, you had a special ability which was like armor piercing bullets or a buff, a damage buff, a heal buff, smoke grenades, stuff like that. So that was, but you couldn't pick it because you just stuck on one thing. So that was a big book that I ran across. And really, I think that was it. Other than the UI kind of glitching out or having weird, not the UI, but the AI having weird decision making. I didn't have any issues. I think some people had some bugs and glitches, but other than that, I didn't have anything else. And like I said, I put 10 strong hours in. I didn't try to break the game, which I think that's what you're supposed to do. I was just wanting to have fun. So with the beta, with this beta, I really enjoyed the game. Would I play it? Hell yes. Would I buy it? Not at launch. And I haven't even finished Wildlands, like I said. However, it does seem like a game that I would want to play. Just I wouldn't want to play it like I would play a story-driven game. Like I'm a big RPG and campaign-driven player. So with this map being so big and it's pretty much an open sandbox, I wouldn't want to get it and then be like, play for a few hours and then stop and do that. I would rather, mm, you know, a big sale. Like if this game was like $30, then yeah, I think I think $30 would be worth it. Depending on if you have the time to play it and if this is the type of game that you want, then you could definitely full price. And if you have that squad to play with, because I think this game would be a lot more fun with a coordinated team. At least even just duos. Because I would definitely want to do some randoms just to see if I can find somebody cool to play with. I might do that with Wildlands in the next what's this, October? I don't know. I might jump in the Wildlands sometime in November. But like I said, time because I want to get a Monster Hunter World, to be honest. That looks like a game I want to have fun in. But let me. Yeah, I couldn't see myself paying full price at any time. If I had no games and I finished everything in my backlog, I really couldn't see myself paying $60 and then a season pass. Now, $40 with a season pass, I know that's like really selling the game short or being kind of greedy, but I mean, season pass and paying $60 for a game, that's it. It takes you have to be a fine game for me to be like, yes, $60, cause it's just pop got him. I just don't see myself paying $60 for this game or not too many games out here anymore. But that's gonna be another discussion. We're just gonna really talk about the review and could I see myself paying $60 for this game? And the answer is no, not at all. Would I want to play this game? Most definitely. A deep sale, you know, $30, and if I could get the season pass for like 15. So yeah, 40 bucks for everything. $60 I could see maybe if the season pass is something to give a hoot about. But definitely I could see $45 with the season pass included. And that's how I got Wildlands. I got Wildlands for the very low. I don't think I got the season pass though. I think I paid like 10 or $15 for Wildlands a year after it came out, or maybe 2 years after it came out. The Division was definitely like 2 years. I got that on the last patch. That game was like $10. So I was like, yeah, we can do that. And I played that game pretty good. I got to the Dark Zone. I got some of the legendaries. I didn't get to do any big like the raids or the PvP. I'm not too hyped on the PvP, but I did enjoy finally getting to the Dark Zone and taking care of the strong enemies, the super bullish sponges, and doing some of the underground stuff. And I would love to go back and play with some friends and do the other raids. But oh my god, I just don't have the time. So, in conclusion, because I'm going to end the podcast there today, I was going to talk about betas in general. So, that might be the bonus one I might do Saturday or Friday, maybe Saturday. I haven't decided yet. And I'll probably just do like a 20 to 30 minute on that one or 45 minutes. This one's about to be 45 minutes, and I'm good with that. But I do thank everybody that stopped by, whoever did stop by, listening in. This was the Breakpoint. Game was actually fun. The beta was fun. It made me kind of want to play the game again for sure. Like I do want to play this game and maybe finish up the storyline, do the in game jants. The beta did, you do see some of the glitches, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna get that in a big old itinerary of stuff that needs to be fixed before they release it, which is gonna be shoot, in a couple days. Those are gonna be quick hot fixes if they do release it and not fix it before they sell it. So I think today is a, I think this game has early access to some pre-order fans. So it's gonna be a hot fix. Everything, I'm pretty sure all the big stuff that was like really like what the hell, that's gonna be fixed before the week is up. So on top of that, I think they had that closed beta last month, and if nothing was fixed and it came over to this open beta, I'm pretty sure they got that done. But would I play it now? Yes. Would I buy it now at launch? No. Would I buy it on a sale? I think so. I think so. If I had some friends, especially that want to play the game, that would drive me more to play it. It does have a very solo type feel to it because instead of having a squad, you could just do things by yourself as opposed to Wildlands had the AI teammates, which they sucked. Ugh. I don't care for that. If they fixed that, if they had an option to take them off, then I think I would jump into Wildlands a lot sooner. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you guys. This is Ice Cold, the No Pressure Podcast. This was episode 5 of season 0. We talked about and gave like a good review of the Breakpoint beta and expectations for the full games coming out October 4th. For those that do get the game, I hope you enjoy it. Hope it's fun. If I do get the game and y'all want to party up, maybe hit me up. I might not feel antisocial and give it a try with you guys. Either way, everybody have a good night. I will see you this weekend for some streams and maybe another podcast talk about betas. Adios.